What's up, guys? Happy Sunday. Welcome to Kickstory Podcast live stream. As we like to do it on the weekends, we're going to bring in a special guest. Timmy the Tiger will be joining us in a couple of minutes to show off his collection, to tell his Kickstory to our crowd here. So hopefully you guys are having a great weekend so far. We had a great show last night at Got Soul in downtown Phoenix. Thank you to everyone once again that showed up to that event last night. It was a great turnout. Got Soul, thank you once again for hosting that event here in Phoenix, Arizona. Timmy the Tiger, I see that you joined. Thank you everyone else that's been joining us this past couple of weeks as new subscribers, new viewers, all that good stuff. So definitely been a great journey so far to grow this channel, make the community bigger, and just really help us create more content to tell those stories for you guys through the love of kicks. All right, so Goatee, I'm going to invite you in first to kind of get this crowd going. Timmy, I see you. Hold on one second. I'm going to get everyone else online first. Just wanted to say good morning and good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching. Thank you for joining us in this live stream right now. So Goatee, let's see where you're at. All right, I just sent dialing in right now. So in the meantime, like I said before, thank you to all the new followers that started following us from last night's event at Got Soul. Great turnout. Had a great time. Got to meet new faces, new viewers for our channel. So let us know what you think. Throw comments below on our YouTube channel just to really keep you guys engaged to what we're creating. We want to create some more content that really resonates and connects with you guys through the stories that we'd like to share too. So Goatee, I just invited you if you're online, and we can get this party started. Okay, let me do it one more time. Technology, work for me. There it is. All right, it's working now, man. Goatee,
Yo,
how you doing?
yo, what's good?
Did you get some rest?
Man, I woke up, went to the gym. Good,
Yeah. All right,
good,
good. Yeah, I woke up,
good.
man. I woke up heavy, dude. I was gonna go out for to do some workout and stuff like that, but I was like, oh, I gotta rest, man, because I'm just like I'm drained. But yeah.
Yeah, I felt drained, but an adrenaline type person, man. So even though my body should have rested yesterday was a lot. Yesterday was a lot, Bobby
Yeah.
Cakes. But I just woke up inspired, man.
Good.
Woke up inspired. So I'm
Good.
like, let's
Good.
go. Yeah,
Awesome. Yeah,
man. Yeah, man.
I was telling the crowd one more time about the event last night. It was a great turnout. Thank everyone that showed up. Got Soul, thanking them too that hosted the event here in
Yes,
Phoenix, Arizona. So
sir.
it was a great event. Great first experience for us to do that as Kick Street
Yes,
Podcast. So
sir.
it was awesome. Yeah.
Max Bomb Kirshner, what's good, man? We gonna get you. We gonna get you on a Kick Street episode, man. Good to see you again. What's up, my bro? What's up?
Thank you to all the new followers too. Thank you for joining us on this journey. And if you haven't already, once again, go to kickstreetpodcast.com, subscribe, follow, share, do all that good stuff on our channels. We're on all the audio podcast channels. We're on YouTube as well. You can see us in
Yes,
action.
sir.
And also follow us here if you haven't already. So I see Timmy the Tiger right now he's in the waiting room. Do you want me to get that going?
Let's go, Timmy the Tiger. We're great. Let's go, Timmy.
I just invited him. Let's see. Hopefully technology is doing me working well for me. Let's see. I just accepted his invitation.
Yeah,
Accept. There he is.
Hey guys.
Oh,
Timmy
what
the
is
Tiger.
up?
Hey guys.
What's up,
How you
man?
doing?
Oh yeah, it's going good. It's going really good. Just really excited to do the
Yes,
podcast. And
sir.
I really appreciate you guys having me on. I'm really excited to just talk shoes and share my collection. So I really appreciate it.
This is
Yeah,
awesome,
man.
man. The honor's ours, dude,
Yes.
because I know everyone, you have a great following. You do some really cool content. I know you're a big movie buff. You have
Right, right.
you have an awesome collection. Like you're all over the place. So this is really cool, man. Thank you.
Yeah, of course, of
and,
course.
and, and then also welcome back to me because as you know when we spoke you haven't done a live in like what since 2022 2021.
Yeah, it's probably been 4 or 5 years, and
Wow.
so probably since like maybe like 2021 was the last time I did
Yeah,
it, and so but like right before we did the live stream, I made sure all like the shoes were in order, and made sure I got the boxes correct and everything, and so
Love it.
yeah,
Love it.
so just made sure that everything looked good when I showed on
Yeah.
display.
Awesome,
Yes, sir.
man.
He's
This is
ready,
good to
Bobby.
me,
He's
man.
ready, Bobby.
Yeah, no, this is awesome, man. So, I want to just thank everyone that's been joining us. Timmy the Tiger, you're right now in Washington, you said?
Right, right. Hmm.
Okay, cool, cool. And is that where you're based out of normally, or where you at? Where are you normally?
So right, so my collection is in DC. So I did grow up in Washington DC.
Got it.
So
Okay,
I was actually born and raised in Washington DC.
got it.
DMV.
Cool, cool, cool.
Shout out
Yeah,
DMV. Shout
yeah.
out DMV.
Awesome, man. That's great, man. So, like I said, we always like to start off this with your first love, man. We want to share with the actually before we do that, you want to introduce yourself real quick to the crowd, just for those that don't know who you are, what your
Sure.
handle is, and all that good stuff. So, if you want to introduce yourself, yep.
Sure. So my name is Timmy, and my my biggest I love a lot of things, but one of my biggest passions are vintage shoes from the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, and I've loved shoes since I was a little kid, and over the years the obsession just grows and grows, and you just get crazier and crazier about it, and yeah, just collecting the vintage shoes and the nostalgic reasons for it, and it kind of brings me back to my childhood, and so that's like one of my top biggest passions.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're a fan of Home Alone, there, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Home Alone is actually my biggest passion, and so shoes would be number two, but Home Alone is number one, and I collect Home Alone stuff also, and that's like, and the amount of Home Alone stuff I have is crazy, and so it's even
Yeah.
crazier than the shoes, and so
I
yeah,
see
that's
the
that's
I see the tattoo. You don't you have a Macaulay Culkin, the famous
Yeah, I
pose
do.
tattoo?
Yeah, I have a home road tattoo on my leg, and so
That's crazy,
and
man. That's funny.
that was like one of my big bucket list wishes was to get the tattoo, and so
Wow.
I finally did it last year.
Yeah, yeah.
That's cool.
And
That's cool.
Macaulay Culkin himself, he had some really cool kicks back in the day. Like he was on Saturday Night
he
Live. He wore
he
some Air
did.
Jordans.
Yep.
So there's a lot of connection there too, right?
Right. Right, right. So that's the crazy thing is that there's one of the most probably my favorite picture of young Macaulay was it was during SNL, and he's sitting on the couch. He's wearing the 91 Carmine
Yeah.
sixes, and
Yeah.
he's
Yep.
wearing a slinky, and he has the Home Alone poster in the background. He just and actually if you look at some other pictures of him growing up, there's pictures of him wearing 95 OG powder blue tens,
Right.
Nice.
and just there's a few other shoes that he was wearing, but the Carmine is I love that picture so much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool, man.
Yeah.
One thing,
Well, go ahead, Bobby.
go for it. Go. It's
No,
your turn. Go ahead.
no. If you have something, Bobby, what I wanted to do is start from the roots, right?
Yeah.
Because he mentioned childhood. But Bobby, if you have a question outside of that, go ahead. But I'm curious about his Kickstory childhood. But go ahead, Bobby.
Yeah, I just had one quick comment about the 80s and
Mhm.
90s. If you notice, a lot of like people back in the day wore the Jordans very casually. Like they just had it. They were all scuffed up and
Right,
dirty. I think that's like
right.
one of the fun things about back in the day. Like you had them and you just wore them. Like you enjoyed them.
Yes,
It was a different culture back then. I just wanted to
e-
highlight that. That's what made it
exactly.
fun back then. Yeah.
Right,
Right.
right, exactly. And even when I was a kid and I got shoes, for the first few days I was really careful with them, but then afterwards I was playing basketball in them,
Right.
and it's not like now where people are so uh protective of when they're wearing them. But back then I did everything in my Jordans,
Yeah.
and I kind of like that better actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Do
you
you
get
do
to
that
enjoy 'em, yeah.
now? Present day? Do you do that now? Like do everything in
Oh
Jordans?
yes,
Or
now I like now. Okay, so of course the shoes on the shelves are the ones that I don't wear. They're just for display. But the ones that I wear, I do everything. I even played basketball multiple times in my '85 Jordan ones.
Ooh,
Yeah, and so
wow.
Bobby, love
yeah,
that.
if you go on my Instagram, this it's like from 2020, but I'm playing basketball with my cousin. I'm wearing 85s, and we're going like really hard, and I'm not like careful in them. I'm just it just like it was just like okay, I didn't have any problem wearing them.
Nice. All right,
Love
cool,
that.
man. That's awesome.
That's
See, you were saying
dope. That's dope.
something earlier. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. You were saying something. Yeah.
yeah. Macaulay Culkin's, Home Alone. That's passion number one, and
Right.
we get it, right? We're all '80s babies, '90s teens, kids, so we
hmm
understand that passion. But very curious about your kickstery starting as a youth and how you got into kicks.
Oh yeah. Um, so I basically got into shoes around when I was 10 years old. So around when I was 10 years old, that's when I started getting into basketball. And at the time my parents they were ordering me I got a subscription of you remember Slam magazine?
Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah. Of course.
So
Yeah.
I would get Slam magazine, and in Slam magazine they always advertise shoes and showed all
Yeah.
these amazing pictures of shoes. So this is in one of the Slams. So you have like the T Max, the cool gray
That's like
nines.
2002, 2003, right?
Yeah, this issue's from 2003, from 2003. Yeah, they would have like all these like cool pictures of shoes.
Right.
Yep. Yep.
So from getting Slam magazine, and that's where I first got like started noticing shoes and started getting into shoes. And then also with Slam Magazine, there it would come with if you got Slam Magazine, they would also give you a subscription. Do you remember East Bay Magazine?
I do. Yeah. 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 I
So
missed that. Yeah.
yeah, East Bay was so cool, and so my Slam Magazine would come, and also it would come with a little magazine of East Bay, and I remember looking through the East Bay,
Yeah.
like, "Hey, look at all these shoes,"
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
uh, and like my parents when I was in sixth grade, they got me this Michael Jordan
Oh
scrapbook,
man, is that the
and
original one? Like
Ooh.
this? That's the one you held on to for? Wow.
right, right. So this is my original book that I got when I was 10 years old, and I remember my
Wow.
dad. We were at Barnes and Noble, and then my dad bought it for my brother and I, and they had all these cool pictures of shoes, and so that's where,
That's
from the
cool.
magazines and from the books, that's where I started noticing shoes and getting really into the shoes.
So it seems to
Right.
me like you love sports, and through sports you started noticing the kicks. Is that true?
Right, right, and that's why and then I started paying attention to like what Michael Jordan was wearing, what Kobe was wearing, what LeBron was wearing, and
Yeah.
then when I was in sixth grade, my parents said that I could get my first pair of Jordans. So I remember we went to the store, and they had a price limit. So I think my mom and dad, they said it had to be no more than $70. So
Oh wow.
so I remember we went to the store and they had the 2003 black patent leather Jordan ones on sale for $29. And I saw them and I said, "Mom, can I get these?" And then she said, "No, you cannot get them because at the time when I was young, for some reason my mom didn't want me they don't want me wearing all black shoes because she said they got dirty too
Oh
easily." And so
wow.
and so my mom said, "No, you cannot get the black patent leather Jordan ones." And so I was looking around the store, and so the shoe that I ended up getting the it was the Jumpman Team
The
Oh
FBI's.
wow. Okay.
wow.
Yeah. 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 The wizard
So
years.
so that was the shoe
Okay.
that I ended up getting. And back in the early 2000s, even the late 1990s, wearing the Team Jordans with the Jumpman Jordans was cool.
Okay.
Like guys like even Michael Jordan wore that exact same shoe when he was on the
Right.
Wizards.
Yeah.
Guys like Vin Baker,
Right.
Reggie Miller, they would wear the Team
Right.
Jordans. So it's not like nowadays, you buy Team Jordans that's like, those are, you get made fun of
Yeah.
nowadays. But
Yeah.
but back
Yeah.
then it was actually cool.
Yeah.
And um, so I remember my parents got me that the Jumpman Team FBI's, and I remember I got them, and that was one of the happiest days of my life. And I remember I wore them to school the next day, and I walked like a duck because I didn't want to crease them. And then and
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that
yeah,
was
yeah,
Yup.
yeah.
and then but there was like two moments. I would say there's two moments in my life where that really took my shoe obsession to to a different level, and that was when I was in seventh grade. By then, my family already knew that I loved Michael Jordan. I was into basketball. Yeah, I started getting the shoes, and my uncle he was telling me that he was telling my brother and I, he was like, oh yeah, I had a pair of Jordans way back in the day. He didn't remember the number, but he was like, oh, I had a pair of Jordans, and he said, oh, I'll look for them. Maybe I have them. I'll look for them. So one day during the summer, my brother and I go over to my uncle's house, and an original pair of 1990 black metallic fives with the
Wow.
original box are sitting on the table. He found his old pair. And my brother and I were like going crazy. We could, this is our first pair of real Air Jordans.
Yeah.
Right.
And we're just, going crazy, like looking at them. And us being kids, we didn't realize that, us being kids, we didn't realize that, that, we didn't realize that with shoes how they age over time.
Yeah.
So we didn't realize that the midsoles they
Crumbled.
crumble.
Yeah. Yeah.
The material becomes very brittle.
Yeah.
So what happened was that my brother wore them to play basketball.
Uh-oh.
So he wore them to play basketball, and the
Wow.
shoes they start falling apart. So the midsoles start crumbling and they start turning like dusty, and my brother and I are
Wow.
what's going on? Like these shoes are falling apart.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
I remember we were like and then I remember later that day we got home and we tried gluing the shoes back together and trying to save them.
Right.
And a week later, my dad throws them in the trash.
Oh
So
no.
he throws them in the trash, and
Wow.
and my brother and I remember we got home and we were like, where's the Jordan 5s? And he's like, oh, I threw them in the trash. I'll buy you another pair. But we didn't realize at the time you just can't go to the store and buy them. And so,
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
um,
yeah.
but he, but thankfully he did keep the box.
Oh, wow.
So we got to keep the box. And then another like huge moment was when, was when I was so by the time I was in 11th grade, I was already crazy obsessed with shoes. And I would come home and I'll go on Nike Talk
Oh
and
yeah.
Soul Cracker. I would just look at. I didn't
Oh
have
yeah.
I didn't have any shoes at the time. I just had a couple Jordans.
Okay.
And but I would just go in there and look at people's collections, and I would save the images to my computer side. Like I had like 1,000 pictures
Yeah.
of shoes just saved to my computer, and I would look at these pictures saying, "Dang, I hope one day I can get these shoes."
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
And
yeah.
Right.
and then when I was in 11th grade, so similar to my uncle, my cousin, he my older cousin, he would tell me that, oh, he had a pair of Jordan 11s back in the day.
Mm.
Wow.
And he said, he didn't know where they went or anything. So one day around Christmas time, I go over to my cousin's house,
Right.
and then he says, look what I found. So he goes to the closet and
What?
he pulls out
Look at that. I love it.
he pulls out this
Ninety.
pair of
Right.
2000. Jordan
Oh, that's
11
the
Concord.
two. That's the first
2000. Okay.
retro. That's the
Yes,
first
the
retro.
first retro.
I had
Yeah,
those.
he
That
pulled this out of the
was good.
closet, and I just lost my mind. I was just like, and he gave them to me,
Oh
and that was one of the
wow.
best days. And for the longest time, this was like my prize possession,
For sure.
and
Yeah.
you know, and it's still like one of the most special pairs. And I have a lot of shoes, a lot of really rare shoes, but when I think of this 2000 Concord and my uncle's black metallic fives. It's just very sentimental to me. So
Yeah.
Quick, quick
yeah, so
question.
this
Hey
is
Timmy, quick question. So you said that the Jumpman model was your first Jordan, right? That was your first gateway into the Jordan brand.
right.
Would that be considered your first love, or what was the first shoe that you captured your attention? You're like, wow, I want to go into this shoe world. Like even if you didn't get them, like just whatever shoe it was. What was that first
Sure.
love?
So my very first love, and still the shoe that I love the most out of any shoe in the world, is the 1985 Chicago ones.
Mm,
Look at that,
So
man. That's awesome, man.
look at
so
that.
so this is the shoe that I know the Jumpman FBI's were my first
Right.
Jordan,
Uh-huh.
but this is the first shoe that I looked at this shoe and I said, "My God, this is absolutely beautiful."
Wow.
And I remember I would look at pictures online, and when I was in
Okay.
high school, I was like, oh man, all I want are 85 Chicago's, and um and then so this is the first shoe I truly fell in love with. The shoe that like if there's any shoe that I could wear for the rest of my life,
Mm,
it would be this one right
Wow.
here.
wow.
Is that the shoe that you wore on court when you were playing basketball with your cousins?
Oh no, the pair that so this is the pair that I have on display.
Right.
And so this is the pair that I wore I wore against my cousins. So you see
Oh
like
man,
they're kind of
that's
beat up.
crazy, man.
Yeah,
Dude, what
so
size do you wear by the way? What size do you wear?
oh so I'm a size so I'm a size 8.5 to 9. So
Okay.
yeah,
We're on the
eight and a
That's
half to
same
Bobby
we're on the
9,
same
yeah.
size. You know what's
Yeah, so
interesting? You know what's
uh
interesting? Like you see how the Jordan fives they crumbled, right? The air unit, the Phylon, things of that nature, but you can still wear 85s. And I
right.
always was amazed by that. That you can
Wow.
still wear out of all the Jordans, the twos, the threes, the fours, out of all the OGs, present day 2025, you can still the
Yeah,
85. Or you can still
and
wear the 85. That's
right.
special. That's special.
And that's what I love is that I love wearing them and I love wearing them out and the coolest compliments when someone says someone comes to me and says, "Hey, are those 85s?"
Right.
And then when someone notices them, and that's what I love about the 85s is that
Right.
you can just wear them and play basketball in them, and
Wow.
you don't have to like baby them, and so
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's like the one thing that I really love
I lo-
about that
Love
shoe.
that. Love that. So the 85s are your true loves. Your first like wow moment, adrenaline rush was the OG Metallic Fives,
Right.
right? And then another connection to your heart are the Air Jordan 11 Concord 2000.
Yeah.
So it seems like and from just the brief moment you talk about your childhood was in the 2000s, but your connection to your heart is from you wasn't even born.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So that's the thing is that I grew up in the 2000s,
Right.
but
Okay.
But I always say that at the time we only had at the time when the retros were coming out, we didn't nowadays you get so many retros
Yep.
Right.
and it's like every week there's a new color coming out. But in the early 2000s there was only like a few colors of each
Right.
retro.
True.
So it wasn't like, and so really all we had was the OGs, and then these few retro colors. So that's why, and I've always liked vintage stuff, and
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but at the time, there was only the OGs and the few retro colors that we had. So that's why I kind of gravitated to more of the OGs, and of course, looking at pictures of Michael Jordan.
Yeah. Of course, man.
That's fly.
Man, did you collect basketball cards and stuff like that too?
Yeah, yeah. So I still really like basketball cards, and so uh, basketball cards were a huge part of my childhood also, and you know, growing up, my parents would buy my brother and I basketball cards, and that's even the basketball cards. I would always look at the shoes
Yes.
and what they
Yeah.
were wearing,
Yeah.
and that's where
Right.
and so basketball cards was another huge part of when I was younger.
Perfect. Yeah, exactly
Love
right.
that.
Like that's exactly what I did. I looked at the basketball cards exactly for the shoes. I was like, okay, what is this model?
Right.
And then, well, back in my childhood, I didn't have a computer, so what I did is I actually went to the store when I get a chance on the weekends with my parents at the mall to see if that shoe that I saw on the basketball card was on display somewhere.
Right.
And then,
Oh
that's how
wow!
I did it. That's how I did it, right?
Right,
And
right.
and so that was the way. And then when the internet started coming in late 90s, 98, 99, then I started jumping online to find these pictures and so on. So it was a hunt, but it was fun.
Right, right.
Right.
And that's another thing that I love about that gravitated me towards vintage shoes is the hunt of it. So, you know,
Yes.
you're always
Yeah.
hunting for the best condition, for the colorways that you
Yep.
want,
Right.
you know, maybe for your size.
Right.
And so that's another thing that I really liked about the vintage shoes where I couldn't whereas, you know, with the retros, especially nowadays you can just go in and buy them in store,
Yeah.
but the OGs you really have to hunt for.
And
So quick question. I'm sorry. Well, no,
go
actually, go ahead because this might start the whole conversation.
go ahead,
So I was
Roger.
gonna say, so talking about vintage, what was that first purchase, that first
Right.
find that was like, okay, your first vintage find for your that started your collection?
Um, you mean like my first purchase?
Yeah, your first vintage find. Yeah, because you wanted to start finding, vintage pieces. Which one was it that you purchased and you found on your own?
Okay, so I would say so this is back when in my early 20s. This is actually before I
Okay.
even had a job. So so I remember actually just give me 1 second and I'll bring them over.
Yeah,
Awesome. Yeah,
love
yeah.
it. Love it.
You see those pennies behind them?
Come on now.
Yeah,
Come
I
on
know, dude.
now.
I saw
Pennies,
those. I was like,
Revolut.
oh man, those black
My
ones are
eye
awesome.
my eye goes straight to 1992 Harachis. That's my eyes go to because that's
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah, yeah, yeah,
that's my thing.
yeah.
But yeah,
That's your shoe.
vintage. That's my shoe, man. That's woo.
Okay, so I would say so this is even before I had a job. I would always go on eBay,
Okay.
and I would always be, you know, I didn't have any money at the time, but I would still go on eBay and look at the listing, see how much
Yeah.
things, you know, shoes went for,
Right.
and my older brother, he was working, so he had some money, and he had a little bit of money, and so um I remember I asked him for his eBay account,
Ha
and
ha.
and because there was a listing for a 1992 Hirachi, and at the
Ooh.
time
Yeah.
the it was for auction, and the bid was like crazy low. It was I think the starting bid was like $12, and
Ooh.
I was thinking maybe, you know, maybe
Have a chance.
I have a chance to gain these shoes,
Yeah.
and so I remember, you know, I was watching the bid throughout the week, and I asked my brother for his eBay account, and I remember this is the first time I've ever purchased anything or bid on something on
Okay.
eBay,
Right.
and I end up winning the bid at
What?
$12 plus shipping.
What? Oh
So
my
this is
gosh, dude.
so
I,
this is the
I
shoe
need
right here.
that luck. I need that luck, man.
So,
Oh,
so this is the shoe right here. So
wow.
it's not my size. It's a size 12, but
Okay. I'm
it's a size 12. But
I'm
I
an 11 and
remember.
a half. So if you ever feel any ambition about selling, I'm joking. I'm
Okay,
joking. That I'm
okay,
joking.
cool.
that's
That
his
is
fa-
amazing,
that's
man.
his
That is
favorite. That's his
amazing.
favorite.
and,
Yep, that's his favorite.
and so I remember I won the bid at like $12, and I was like so excited. And
Wow.
I call my brother and I say, "Hey Jeff, I used your eBay account, and to win the bid on these shoes, and it was only $12 plus like let's just say it's like $10 shipping. And I remember my brother said to me, he said, "Why'd you buy those? Those are, like those shoes are all are used and like and worn and
Yeah,
stuff like they use. Like that's a
yeah,
waste of money."
yeah. He
But
didn't
that was like,
understand.
right, he didn't understand.
Right.
But that was like my first, like actually my first OG purchase
Nice.
that I actually bought. Not with my own money, it was with my brother's money, but the first time I actually
Your
bid
brother
on
Did you pay
money.
him
something.
back? Did you pay him
Yeah.
back?
Oh, dang. I don't think I ever paid him back.
You know what? You know what? That's a great story because, vintage enthusiasts and collectors like Bobby and others, I always hear those gold mines, diamond in the dirt, in the rough stories of finding something, because that to me doesn't even make sense. Like, you got OG Hirachis for 20 something dollars total,
Right,
right?
right,
Um, but I'm curious, that sparked something because as I looked on your page and as you're known for, I see you're deep rooted. Like, you have a knack for knowing, like, example, Air Revolution.
Yes.
right.
I
Yes,
see, like me and Bobby and I were having a conversation like 2 days ago about your Air Revolutions, and the picture you provided was the green ones. I'm like, wait, that didn't come out. That wasn't the GR.
yeah.
Like, the green and white ones. So, like, how did that? How did that spark you? Because not you don't just find rare pieces. You find like player exclusive rare pieces. Like, how did you
Right,
go down that tunnel? Like, Harachis are one thing, but PE's a total different level.
Yeah,
right,
man.
right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, of course, as a kid, you when I was a teenager, I would always see people on Nike Talk with the PEs
Mm-hmm.
and like the unreleased colors. So
Mm-hmm.
I always had a huge interest in like the really rare colors, and then
Okay.
but my pea collecting kind of started like out of like accidentally. So one day I was on eBay, and I'm just looking. I would go hunt for the OG Revolutions, and then I'm on eBay and I see this listing come up for and I click on it for it's for an OG Revolution, and I'm looking at the pictures. I'm like, is this a white and green pair? I never even knew existed, and I instantly bought it, and that's
Wow.
what kind of sparked like. And I remember getting them in person. I was like, wow, this thing is incredible. The dual sign,
Can you show
this
us?
white.
Can you show us?
Of course. So actually, I can take. So, do you want me to show you like some of the PEs and everything?
Listen. I like to
Okay.
say we like to say it's your world, we live in it. You just show.
Okay.
We
Cool. Cool.
here.
So I have kind of like my sneaker area. It's like designated into like two sections.
Let's
Wow.
So
go.
so one section is kind of for the like the general release OGs, and then
Okay.
the other section is for the really rare shoes.
Let's go.
Okay.
So I'll start off with the really rare ones.
Let's go. Bobby,
I
you got your popcorn?
I know, dude. This is great. Yeah, I did want to ask you, Timmy, real quick. How
Uh-huh.
did you know about the Air Revolutions? Where did you find that shoe? Did you, how did you know about the shoes? You said Nike Talk, right? So, but what
Right.
else did you? Yeah, why was that like a hunt? Because everyone else was like posting about that shoe specifically, or
Oh no, so that's the thing is that really nobody was posting about the Air Revolution, and even when I was younger on Nike Talk, I didn't see like that many pictures of it, but that shoe always intrigued me because I love the real big bulky 80s high tops and like the
yeah,
straps and I just love it. Just looked like so funky and
yeah,
on foot,
Right.
yes,
and so it just really I don't just really uh, uh, got my attention, and
nice,
then I got a couple pairs, and from there I was like, okay, I'm gonna complete the whole set, and then I completed the
wow.
whole set, and then from there I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to find as many PEs as I can of that shoe.
Hey, real quick on the Air Revolutions, Timmy. So I'm from New York. The Air Revolution, 1989. One of my older brothers had them, and it was a battle in street basketball in New York City streets. Because what you saw on the basketball court were either Air Revolutions or Jordan 3s. Had the same sole.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah, yeah,
Had the same
yeah, yeah.
sole.
It's the
man.
So
same souls. Yeah,
in
it's the same. Yeah.
'89, Timmy, '89, I'm dating myself. I'm 8 years old. I'm a little kid playing basketball in New York City and Brooklyn, and all I see is Air Revolutions and Jordan
Man.
3s.
Yeah, yeah.
Dang,
Okay?
that's crazy. That's
So
crazy.
I know one of my older brothers is watching this right now. I think you had the Air Revolutions when we had the threes, but this is for you. Take a look at his collection. I just had to
Oh,
shout my brother out because he had them. Go ahead.
okay,
I'm
cool,
sorry.
cool. So okay, so I'll take you to like the PEs and the really rare pairs. Um,
Perfect.
Woo!
so so well, I'll just give you like a. So this is kind of how it looks. So the really rare pairs are in the case, and then I have kind of like the more GR pairs in on the
Right.
shelf.
Nice.
Um,
Yeah.
so like we could start. Um,
Oh,
so this is
oh,
the '84 airship.
gosh.
Come on now.
Is that your size
What?
too? Is that your
Yeah,
size too?
so this is my
Wow.
size. So this it's a size 8, I believe, and this pair is actually dead stock.
Woo!
So
Wow.
yes, this is a dead stock pair.
I
And
love
so yeah, this is
that.
one of my
Bobby,
favorites.
look at that
Yeah.
high top, Bobby.
Dude, I love that high top, man. It's so padded.
Yeah,
It's so
yeah.
like thick materials. Yep, yep.
And then
Wow.
so from there we go to the so this
Black
is the
toes.
85 black
Wow.
toe. So this is the
Nice.
85 black toe with the original box.
Wow.
Ooh.
Look at that shape,
So
man.
Nice.
That shape, yeah. That's
and
awesome.
so
Nice.
this pair is cool because I got this from the original owner as well.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Was that
And then
online or was that in person?
oh yeah, so this is on eBay. This is before the crazy OG1 hype. So this is back in like 2017, I think.
Wow.
Nice.
Mm, um, and then
Wow.
this
Look at
is a
those,
pair of
man.
original '88 True Blue
Blues.
threes, and this is the
Yes.
original box.
Look at
This is
that
the original
shape.
box. Yeah. Oh, the
Undefeated.
shape. Yeah.
Undefeated.
That OG3 shape is so beautiful. And the surprisingly, the original tabs
Wow, it's still together
Nice.
almost.
Still
are still
intact.
intact. Yeah.
Nice.
That
So
pattern
so
is
this
awesome too. The elephant print, yeah.
yeah, the elephant is beautiful, and then the low cut.
The low cut, yep.
Mm,
So this pair has been soul swapped. So this is a
Okay.
soul swap pair.
It still
okay.
Um,
looks good, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, and then I'll take you to like kind of like my prize pairs.
Right.
Um,
Yes.
so in this first shelf, so this is a pair
Ooh,
Wow.
of a dual signed game worn
AC Green.
right, dual signed by AC Green
Wow.
in the Lakers white and purple colorway of the '87
Oh, the Iron
Revolution.
Man. Iron Man,
Yeah,
yeah. AC
yeah.
Green. Yeah.
And then
Wow.
so this is like it's hard to say, but this might be my favorite pair in all of my collection.
Wow.
Just because I grew up a diehard Lakers fan,
Mm.
and so, and actually, if you give me 1 second, I actually have a poster of AC Green.
Wearing them?
Yeah, so this is a poster of
Ooh,
AC Green,
that is
and then
awesome
There you
poster,
go.
man.
see,
There
he's
Yes.
you
wearing
go.
the shoes right there.
Bobby Cakes.
That's
Bobby Cakes.
awesome,
That's
man.
Kickstory.
Yes,
That's Kickstory.
that's Kickstreet, man.
And
That
so,
is awesome.
um,
Mm.
and so yeah, so this is the AC Green pair, and then
Very cool.
this is the white and green pair. So this is the pair that I was telling you about that I found on eBay. Um,
Wow.
so this is what got me into like the PEs, and so this is
Got it.
it's signed by Randy White. He didn't have a very long NBA career, but he played for the Dallas Mavericks.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Um,
okay, that
Wow.
green. Yeah, the
mhm,
old school green colorway. Yep.
right,
Right.
right, the old school Mavericks green, and so
Yep.
and then so this is a pair of '87 Revolutions, and I actually got this pair signed in person from Dennis Rodman. Yep,
Detroit Piston days.
yep. So
Wow.
Dennis Rodman was famous for wearing for wearing the white and blue color of the
You're
'87
right.
Revolution, and so
Yes.
I met Dennis Rodman in person at a show last year in
I saw that
Philadelphia.
picture. It's
Yeah, and then so I
a
got
very
him to
cool picture.
sign
Yeah.
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
it's a signature. It says 5-time NBA champ and then PSA was there to like authenticate it.
Wow.
That's
You know
amazing.
what?
And then
Real quick about Dennis Rodman, he's so underrated because he is a five-time. Like he has a lot of championships under his belt, and
right,
he had a really great, successful career. And people don't
Right.
really talk about his championships, more about
Right.
his rebounding and his aggressiveness. But yeah,
right,
that story is
Also,
right.
awesome. Yeah,
also, let's talk about his Kickstory. He had a Reebok contract with Detroit,
Yeah,
Nike contract, then he had Nike signatures, then had Converse signatures. He
that's
had a
right.
right,
Kickstory.
right. Oh, speaking of Dennis Rodman, remember Rodman wore the pumps.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
That's
Yes,
that's an
yes,
He had
yes.
a
OG
Reebok
pair.
He
contract.
had a commercial.
Uh huh. Yep,
Yeah.
he had the commercial. So that's an OG pair from 1990. Oh,
Nice.
1991, 1991.
That is
Nice.
beautiful.
So
That's hot.
and then down here is a pair of Game Worn and Dual Sign Revolution
Manute,
from
bro.
Manu Bull. Yeah.
What?
So
That is
What
so
crazy.
size are
yeah.
those? What size?
So okay, so that's the crazy thing is Manu Bull. He even for his height, he he had like a really small foot. So I think let me see. I think let's see.
I don't want you to
That's
crack them,
great.
man. I don't want you
Yeah,
to crack them.
I think they might be like a size 15 or 14. Yeah, they're
That's it.
really small. Yeah. For his height they're like really
He
small.
was 7'7",
Wow.
and he wore a size 15 or 14 sneaker. Where meanwhile
Yeah,
Shaq is
it's
7'1" and wore size 23, 24.
That's
right,
crazy.
right. So this pair came up on eBay. I got this pair maybe like 6 years ago. And
Wow.
I remember the listing came up and I was a little skeptical because I was like, whoa, his shoe size is so small. And then, but the owner, I got it from the original owner, he showed me pictures of he and Manu Bull, after a game and Manu Bull giving him the shoes.
Wow.
Wow.
hmm
Wow.
And so,
Wow. That's
and then,
Kickstery.
if you
Unbelievable.
go to the next shelf,
Look at this.
so this pair is really interesting because this is an 85 Nike
What's
Dunk,
going
but it
on with the
has
soul?
Oh
The
yeah.
right.
soul is different.
So the sole is different. So this is the sole of the Air Train
Wow.
of the Nike Air Train. So so from what I know, this shoe was only made for the St. John's players. And it was like a prototype. I think it was like a prototype,
Right.
because they tried
Wow.
out the different sole.
The
So
the the Nike Air Dunk was the first Nike team college team sneaker. So Nike
right,
had a
right.
select few of colleges from Kentucky to St. John's to Syracuse that had their team colors with the dunk. So that makes sense.
And it's cool because you look at the
Oh wow.
soul, like the soul is
Yeah,
different.
yeah, yeah.
Just like a really interesting pair. This is a size like 14. So this is like the same size as the Manu Bull Revolutions.
Crazy. That
Unbelievable.
sole, that sole to me doesn't look like a basketball sole. Maybe I'm wrong, I know, but it kind of looks different than what I'm
Mm,
used to, like looking at. But
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
crazy.
it
Yes,
doesn't right. And then so actually here I was actually able to double up on the um on the white and green revolution. So this is the first pair that I got and I was able to get the second pair last year. So this pair, I actually don't know who they're signed by, but this pair actually has been soul swapped. When I got them, there was no the soles were completely disintegrated.
wow.
right.
So I did have these soul swap. And so by A1 Restorations, he soul swapped
Right,
these.
gotcha.
So I was really happy that I was able to double up on the two white and green revolutions just because I love that color so
Quick
much.
message,
Um,
quick
uh,
message to everyone else that's watching right now. Can you zoom into the signature? If anyone knows what that signature's from, let us know because we want to do a deep dive and make sure that we. Oh, I'm trying to read
yeah,
this.
I
It's number
can't. I
34,
don't.
31, number 31.
31.
Yeah, looks like it's number 31. Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
So, anyways, yeah, anyone out there, guys, if you have any information, let us know.
Yeah.
and actually, so I have an interesting story with these. So I got these from from a guy who got them from that player after the game, and so we were messaging each other after I bought the shoes. So I bought these for like $200. And
Okay.
then we were
Sweet.
messaging each other afterwards. He goes, would you be interested in another pair I have? So he sends me pictures of the white and blue 87 Revolution that's also game worn and dual signed by another player that gave him those
Wow.
shoes, and he sent me them for free. He sent me them for
Dude,
free, and so
T, these guys are having so much luck. We hear all these good stories about like I bought these for 2 cents. I got these for free. I got these for my cousins. Like,
Bobby,
wow, we
Bobby,
all these
Bobby.
people, yeah.
Remember, it's a secret society. All we ask is trust. It's a secret. It's Bobby. What I'm realizing, and Timmy's a great example, is that when you're in the energy of this, then there's going to be some pairs that Timmy, I'm pretty sure you have some pairs that you paid a lot of money for,
right,
right?
of course, of
Right?
course,
But you're so passionate and you're so deep in it, into the collecting OGs, that you're just gonna have some layups. You're gonna have some hard dunks that's gonna be
yes,
contested, and then you're gonna have some easy
Yeah, yeah,
layups.
yeah. That's a
right,
good
of
way of putting it. Yeah, I
course.
like that. Yeah,
and, and
that's
then
funny.
this pair is actually a game worn and dual sign pair. My older brother got me these for Christmas.
Wow.
What?
So this is signed by Bobby Simmons. Do you remember Bobby
Bobby
Oh
Simmons?
yeah,
Simmons.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was a Jordan,
he
a Grant
was.
Jordan.
Yeah, he was with Brand Jordan. So this is game worn and dual signed by Bobby Simmons when he played with the Wizards.
Wow.
Wow.
So this is a special pair. I know you know the college blue 17s, that there was a general release color, but because my brother got them for me, it's very special.
That's
Nice.
And
Very
so
super
cool.
special.
and so this pair at the bottom this is one of the most special pairs in my
Low
collection
top
because
lasers.
these are the
The
Nike
color?
Wimbledon.
Oh, the Wimbledon.
The
Wow.
Wimbledon, so
Whoa.
the reason why these are special to me is because so when I was like 15 years old, my dad went over to my great grandmother's house, and they were cleaning out her basement. And my dad comes back home and
What?
says, "Hey Tim, look what I found." And he found these shoes. So he found these shoes in my grandmother's basement, and this is the first pair of Nikes that my dad ever bought. So my dad told me that
Wow.
he bought
Wow.
these Nikes back in, let's see, what year are they?
Like
I'm not
70s.
80, eighty
probably like
two.
82,
I
probably
mean,
82, yeah,
82,
probably
yeah, like the
82.
70s.
He told me that he bought these shoes back in 82, and for some reason he never wore them. And so they were just
Dead
sitting in my,
stock?
yeah, the dead socks still unlaced.
Come
That is
They were never even
crazy,
laced up.
man.
And
Oh my God.
so this is because it was my dad's first Nike shoe, and
That's awesome.
it's
Beautiful
very
story.
special.
Beautiful story.
That's
It's kind
Kickstory.
of cool because that's like a full circle. Like you started collecting, you started noticing kicks, and then they started just coming to you. It started being like they started revealing themselves, to
Right,
your
Right.
family. So that's
right,
awesome, man.
right.
Right.
And then so going to the last
Oh,
display. So this is like,
hold on. Is that Scottie Pippen All-Star Game Harachis?
oh, so unfortunately, I wish I had the Sky Pippen pair, but this pair is from
That's a
um
P. That's a
yeah,
PE.
uh-huh. Yep. So this is a the white, red, and black pair, a PE 92 Hirachis, and they're dual signed by this player Mark. Do you remember Mark Bryan? He played on the
Mark
Blazers.
Yeah.
Bryant, of
Uh,
course. The
Yes.
power
yep,
forward.
Wow.
Power
yep,
forward.
yep.
Mark Bryant. Wow.
Yep. So this pair is one of the most special pairs in my collection because, yeah, as you guys know, I love the '92 Huarache so much, and I searched for this shoe for so long. And one day I was just searching on eBay, and I was really about to take a shower, and I was like, let me just check eBay, and this pair, along with like six other pairs of game worn and dual signed shoes, came
Wow.
up on a listing on eBay, and I didn't want any of the. And I remember I saw this pair in the lot, and I bought the lot instantly.
Heck
And
yeah.
I didn't want the other six shoes, but it just you had to buy the whole lot to get this shoe.
Right.
And when I got this shoe in my possession, I was so happy because I finally found one of my ultimate grails that I was looking for.
Here's a fun
That's
fact.
crazy.
Here's a fun fact. So not only are those Scottie Pippen wore those in the '92 All Star game, Christian Laettner wore those in the Dream
Yes, yes,
Team.
Christian Laettner wore the Dream Team,
Wow.
and
That color.
yeah, in that color, right? And this, I wish that I wish that they released these as a general release
Yes,
because
me too.
that color is just so perfect. It just,
Yes.
oh man, I love this shoe so much.
Oh, Timmy,
Nice.
this is
That's
that
cool,
just
man.
hit my Bobby Kick. That just hit my heart because I remember going through a deep phase of just looking at Hirachis and look. All right, what other colors OG did players wear? And
Yeah.
that color kept on popping up. And seldomly you see people wear the general release, the blue and purple.
Yep.
But that color was like NBA only.
You know
Right,
what?
right.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
now that you're talking about this, I'm starting to remember, like in my basketball cards, my classic ones. Like I'm starting to see those players wear them now. I'm gonna do a deep dive into those, man. I remember the Skybox basketball cards,
Yes,
and
sir.
those old school
The
ones.
little
But
treasure, the little
yeah,
circle over it.
I'm gonna have to do a search and point those
Yes,
out. That's awesome, man.
sir. Yes, sir.
And
Amazing.
then the next pair is like a really interesting pair.
Wow.
So do you remember? So back when I was like my Nike Talk days, when I was Nike Talk, this picture would always come up of supposedly a sample Air Jordan 4.
I remember
So
that.
and
Wow.
so these are like it's called the Splatter Jordan 4. Drake actually
A
made exact
rendition.
a re-edition of this same
Oh,
exact shoe.
wow.
So the missiles are crumpled, but if you look closely, there's like splatters,
Splatter,
paint
yes.
splatters on the
And
midsoles.
Is the
and on
heel
Um,
the
tab
ears
splattered?
too, huh?
yes. So the heel tab is splattered also.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So you see like the heel tab
Unbelievable.
Wow.
on the. It's weird because there's also no Air Jordan there's no Air
Crazy.
Jordan
Timmy.
patch,
Tag or
Unbelievable.
anything. Wow.
You
and
got
then
the
it
and
has like the
the
white
white.
the white under, and so it's
Wow.
so this pair I found it on eBay,
Dude.
and I remember the listing came up, and I said wait a second, no, those are the Splatter Jordan 4s, and I bought it instantly, and then and so it's so yeah, this is one of the more interesting pairs. There's a lot of debate on this because a lot of people say that it's a custom. A lot of people say that it's, there's a lot of debate on if it's a custom or if it's a true sample. To
Wow.
me, it honestly doesn't really matter to me. It's because it's such like a cool shoe, and
Yeah.
I personally think that it is like a sample
I
just
think
because
so
it's done so
too.
well.
Yeah. It,
Because
it looks
like
Yeah.
how like
that way. Yep.
because
Yep.
how could he have gotten this white
White.
under
Exactly right.
and
Timmy.
taken the patch
Timmy,
off?
I clearly remember Nike Talk having that discussion. That was a topic of discussion. I clearly remember that. And I remember only seeing it in Nike Talk. So the fact that you have that physical,
Wow.
because I see like DJ Khaled and other people and Fat Joe have the Drake OVO inspired one. I've
Right,
seen that.
right.
But the OG, you don't see this.
Right, right. And so yeah, it's like and soon one of these days I'll get them soul swap and restored back to how they should look
They
because
look awesome like
the
that to me.
midsoles. Yeah, yeah, I do like how they look. I Yeah, one of these days, but I kind of want to see them kind of restored back to
Yeah.
how they should look. And so
Woo!
Vic Almighty, Vic Almighty. If you're watching,
oh yeah,
he may have
Vic,
a
yeah,
project for
he
you.
does amazing
Yeah.
work. He's
Right,
amazing.
Yeah.
right.
And then
Oh
and this is
boy.
a really cool
Wow.
PE. This is
Can
a
I guess? Is that Quentin Richardson, New York Knicks?
so this one's actually Jared Jeffries.
Jared
Jared
Jeffries
Jeffries, yeah.
Knicks.
The weird thing is that Jordan Brand signed some really interesting players like Bobby Simmons, Jared
Right.
Jeffries. Just so yes,
Wow.
so this is a Jared Jeffries PE Jordan 5 when he played
Wow.
with the Knicks. Mhm.
Wow. I remember those. What size are those? Like a 15, 6, like a 17?
This is. Yeah, this is 17,
Gotcha.
size
Wow.
17. Uh huh.
Gotcha.
And then this is just a really nice condition pair of they are wrapped up, but it's a really nice condition
Rock
pair of
red.
original '88 fire red threes, and
Wow.
so
Very nice.
the original Nike Air tabs, yeah, just a really clean pair.
With the box,
Um,
right?
Woo.
oh, so I do have the box, but the
Oh,
box is
I see.
somewhere else though.
Got it,
Yeah,
got it, got it.
this box right here is
Unbelievable.
the
90,
'94 box.
94
Yeah,
94
retro.
bucks.
Yeah. Awesome.
It's
right.
Awesome box.
now listen, this is your it's already 11:20 and we can probably do another 2 hours. So I'm being conscious of time, Bobby. I'm being very conscious of time. I think this is time because you have a whole another section that we want to go through, right? But I think it's time to do your top five. And I know you mentioned, I think you have your top five and you really have the sneakers to complement it. So your top five silhouettes ever.
Right. Okay. So my top five silhouettes. So of course, yeah. Just give me 1 second.
Timmy, take your time.
It's
Bobby, this is unbelievable.
crazy, man.
so
I'm looking at the
so
other, the other models behind him too. It's like there's so much depth to this. So this is
yeah.
awesome,
OG
man.
Jordan 2 Lows, Chicago. Like,
Right. Right.
come on, man. Come
Um.
on.
So of course, like my number one forever will be the '85 Chicago ones. That would always
Yes,
be my
sir.
number one shoe.
Yes, sir.
Number
Um.
one.
My number two would be the '87
And
Revolutions.
Yep.
So
that's another pair, right? Than the ones that we saw earlier.
right. So this is a dead stock pair. Oh yeah,
You
this
can
is
see a
a
little
dead
piece
stock
fall
pair.
off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because I was like, oh. And then
Nice.
my number three
There you go.
would
Yes.
be the original colorway of the
Ooh, look how
of the
crispy those.
'92.
Look how
Oh, it's so
crispy.
vibrant. The color's so vibrant on those, man. On the OG
Right,
pair. That's awesome.
Bobby. Right, Bobby.
Yeah, this pair is dead stock. This is a dead stock pair.
Wow.
And you know
Wow.
what? And I've seen people wear dead stock 92. So you probably those are still probably wearable.
Yeah. So I actually do have a pair that I wear. A
Wow.
pair that I wear and quite regularly actually.
Crazy.
It's
Amazing.
Crazy.
This is
Crazy.
just like the
Crazy.
'85s where you can wear them and
Right.
not have to worry about it.
Right. Oh man. Look at that
Amazing.
shape, Bobby.
Amazing.
So Bobby, that's
And
Amazing.
three,
then
right?
That's
That's
number
three.
three. That's number three.
um, number and so then would be
Uh-oh, yes,
Yeah,
some pennies.
yeah, buddy.
Yes.
the
The black ones are
'96
awesome.
OG Penny 2.
Nice. Very cool.
So I do have the original box for these as well. And this is the original pair, but when I was in high school back in 2009, my parents bought me the retro
Oh,
for
Yep.
no,
Christmas. And so
okay.
I did have the retro of this exact color when I was
Very
in high
cool.
school.
Right, right,
I
right.
remember seeing those back in 96. I remember a friend of mine, a neighbor actually, he had them. And I always stared at them. I was like, man, like, what are those shoes? Like the curves and stuff is just
Mm-hmm.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is the OG Atlantic
Atlantic.
blue color.
Yep.
Cool. Very, very
Yep.
cool.
There's
Yep.
actually a sample that I'm looking
Yes.
for. I've been hunting it
With the
forever.
white.
With the
With the
white.
white, yeah, with the
Yes,
white.
yes, yes. Good luck,
Th-
man. Good luck.
Ooh.
There's only one person that I know who has them. It's Jake Dankliffs.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, so he has them. But I really want to add that shoe to my collection.
That
Yeah,
is
that's beautiful.
awesome. That's an awesome
Okay,
mission.
so
Yeah.
penny twos, both colors, number three.
And then the last one will be
That was
the
number
Air
four.
Jordan
So,
6.
wow.
Okay.
So
Wow.
so
Oh,
this is the
sport
original
blue.
sport blue.
Well,
Yeah.
I
So
remember
this
Nike
shoe
Air on the
is
back.
one of my absolute favorites.
Can I see
Jordan.
the Nike Air on the back? Because I rarely see the Nike Air on the
Oh
back
yeah,
on that model. I
Yeah.
love that. That's
and
awesome.
and and these are the original midsoles. So the original midsoles are
Wow.
still
Intact.
holding up really
That's rare.
nicely.
In
That is a rare
in
thing. Yeah.
in style shoes 99 just posted, I think either this morning or yesterday, pictures of MJ wearing them at Magic Johnson's charity event in LA when Jordan participated in the dunk contest.
Oh, that's right. I
Man,
remember
dang,
that. He
that's
was doing some
crazy.
Yeah,
leaning. dunks on. Yeah,
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 them
Oh,
lean
yeah,
with one
okay.
yeah,
hand.
yeah, yeah.
Yep. Wait. So, Bobby, are we counting the pennies as one, as three, or just three, four?
No, no, no. He already that penny was number 4. He did the number 3
Oh,
already.
my
Yeah,
bad. My bad.
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
he
Okay.
covered his 5. He covered his 5. So number 1 was
Okay.
the 85
Right.
Chicago's. Number
Right.
2 was the Air
Three
Revolutions.
Right. Then
Hirachis.
three Hirachis, then the four, the penny two, and then five would be the Jordan six.
I'm
Perfect. Yeah,
sorry.
that's an awesome list.
I probably did that on purpose. I probably wanted you to go more, so I
Yeah,
apologize.
that's awesome, man.
Oh my God.
One
Unbelievable.
one thing I did want to know is like what's in your current rotation right now? Like what do you like to wear often every
Sure.
day? What's your go-to shoe?
So of course, I have the pair of Chicago's that I wear and beat up. So this is the Chicago's that I do wear. I have a Soul Swap pair of '87 Revolutions.
Nice.
Ooh,
So
Hey Timmy, real quick. I did not like when Nike retro those. They made him like a
right.
mid. They made him like a mid.
Yeah, it's like a mid top. It's like I remember seeing those, like these retros are terrible, and
Terrible.
it looks, the shape is all weird, and it does not look good. It does not look good, and
that
so
Mm-mm.
um
that padding right there on the collar, on the back collar, that padding, it's so
oh yeah.
plush. Yeah, it's so
Yes,
plush. Th-
these are one of the most comfortable shoes. So I went on vacation last year, and this is the only shoe that I brought, and I wore them, every day for hours, and it was just so comfortable.
Very cool.
Nice.
Those remind me of the low that I just got. Yeah, I forget what the name was. Do you
Delta,
remember the low?
Charles
Say
Barkley,
again.
the
Yeah,
Charles
Oh,
exactly.
Barkley Air
Yeah,
Force,
was it the
the
Alpha
Alpha
Force?
Alpha Force. That's right.
Force.
That's
Alpha Force.
right. That's right.
Okay,
It
yes.
had the same type of padding. When I got the retros, I was like so amazed at how comfortable those that padding was on the retro.
Yeah.
They did a really good
They
job
did a
on the
good job.
retros. Yeah.
Right, right. And then so I also have this pair of Soul Swapped
Ooh.
1991
Wow.
Scorpion sixes. So I have
Ooh.
the pair in the background that's like the display pair. Then I
Ooh.
have this Soul Swap pair that I like to wear around.
Love
That is
So
amazing, man.
this is
that.
Soul
You have like
Swap.
multiple pairs of like these relics. I'm like, geez.
Right, yeah, cause I always love having a display pair. Then I love having a pair that I can wear and enjoy.
Boy, yeah,
Um,
awesome.
Rock, run the stock.
right. And then I have this Soul Swap pair of 1999 white cement fours.
99. Yeah.
Mhm.
Nice.
Awesome.
So yep, this is the 99 pair
Wow.
that
Yeah.
has Soul Swap.
That
Beautiful
leather on
shape.
those, the leather on those are so
Yes,
plush, so
and,
soft. Yeah.
and it's really nice padding inside.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Um, and
Dude.
then probably like the last shoe that I wear all the time is it's the Home
Wow.
Alone
Ooh.
Adidas collaboration. so
Are those
Adidas.
campus?
so so
Yeah.
Campus? No, not
No,
campus.
these are the what do you call them?
Uh,
oh yeah, so this pair is the Home Alone Adidas Form. The
Forum.
form,
forum. Yeah,
Yeah,
Adidas
yeah. Yeah,
Form,
that's
yeah.
right. You're right.
yeah.
He did wear those. That's right. That's right.
And so
Wow.
yeah, so it has like a lot of a lot of details towards the traps in the movie, and so
That's a cool
it's just a really fun
retro. That's a
shoe.
retro that got it.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's just
Wait,
a really fun shoe
is
to
is
wear.
is the tongue the floor mat? Is
Oh,
that the tongue?
oh yeah, the comes to format, it says Home Alone on it.
Come on, man.
Dope detail. Dope detail.
Yeah,
Oh, I love
so
that.
yeah,
That's dope.
I have like five pairs of these.
When did those come out?
Uh, this came out in 2021.
Oh, wow.
So,
21.
Okay.
but you can buy them, like StockX has them for like $60, like 50,
Nice.
$60. And so,
Yeah, and
Nice.
people didn't really go towards those because it wasn't like the hype stuff.
right. And people really only love Home Alone during Christmas time.
True.
That's
True.
true.
True. True.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Wow.
Bobby,
That's amazing, man.
we're at the hour mark. What do you? I mean, I don't know what else to do because I want to spend another hour with him, Bobby. What do we do?
Dude, I honestly, I would love to do a part 2 because
Yes,
even the wall behind you and
yes.
other sections that you had was, I just see there's so much more stories to tell. But
Right,
everything you just
right.
displayed was like just mind blowing,
Mind
man. Like everyone on the
blowing.
chats has been like, Wow, wow, wow. Terrence, I saw you. He was just like, wow. So this is great, man, Timmy. This is awesome.
Thank you, Timmy.
Yeah, I'm
Of
down for a
course, of
part
course.
two, man.
And I really appreciate you guys having me. I love sharing my collection
Your
and giving the
collections.
history and everything. And yeah, doing this was awesome.
Yes, Timmy. This is the time where we select the shoe. We select the shoe, and what we do is we just hold up the shoe so it could be our cover page. It could be our cover page. So
Okay.
if you don't mind, we can get it. We can get a shoe. Bobby, you got a
Yeah,
shoe?
I do. But real quick, we see a request there for the Great Fives. You know what? I want to see
Oh
the
yeah.
Great Fives.
Oh
Since
yeah.
they're coming out pretty soon, like the
Right.
retros. I want
Right.
to. Can you talk about those real quick?
Yeah.
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 Yes.
So
Yes.
this is the original 1990 Grade Five, and it's
Wow.
my size, and I've actually worn these. These are soul
What?
swapped, and so
Okay.
I've worn these a bunch of times. And
Nice.
Beautiful
so yeah,
shoes,
just
man. Yeah, it
the
has a Jordan on
great.
the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah. And so
Yeah.
yeah, this is another really fun shooter that I wear. Not all the time, but because I do because these are a little bit more hard to find, especially in your size.
Right.
But I do enjoy wearing these.
Yeah, those are
Are
fly.
these 8.5s or nines?
This pair, this pair is actually a size 8.
Nice.
Size 8. Oh
Yeah,
wow.
size 8.
Okay.
Yeah, so eight's like the lowest that I can go.
Got it. Got
But
it.
Nice. Nice.
so
Nice.
you see like
Do
the
you
like the
buy
shape.
retros late? Do you buy retros frequently? Like the retro releases?
No, that's the thing is that. To be honest, I hardly ever buy the retros.
I love that.
Wow.
Just like very occasionally will I buy the retros. Like I did buy. Oh, I forgot to show these. I did buy the retro Carmines,
Carmine.
but I
They,
specifically.
I think they did a good job.
Yeah, yeah, they actually did a really good job on these, and I actually specifically bought these because
Home
Macaulay
Alone.
Culkin wore them because
Yeah,
of
yeah,
Home
yeah, yeah,
Alone. But
yeah.
uh,
That's awesome, man.
but to be honest, I actually pass on a lot of the retros,
Yeah.
and my reason is because okay, like the retro what does the retro go for like 220 nowadays or something
Right.
around like
Yeah.
220, but I'm like I'd rather spend that 220 on finding an OG pair, on
Yeah.
Yeah.
something that really gets me
That
excited.
has
Love
a lot
that.
of history to it. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
that's
love
history
that.
and a lot of meaning to it.
Perfect, man.
Love that. Love
That
that. Love
that's
that.
awesome, man.
Yep.
I'm gonna go grab my shoe, okay? So you can do the screenshot.
All right, cool.
Okay, yeah, yeah, just
Yep.
give me a second.
Yep. What I want to do. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys enjoyed as much as we did. What do I want to do? What do I want to do?
I'm gonna pull up my shoes that I wore last night because they're super comfortable and they're samples and they're
Yep. Hold on. Let me
special
see.
because not a lot of people know about them. Ooh. So I'm gonna pull out my Mostros here.
Oh, nice. I love those.
Yes.
I'm
Beautiful.
I'm gonna do because I have to. I don't have an OG, but this is blessed with Tinker
Oh,
Hatfield,
yes. Oh,
and
signed by
and
Tinker.
then
I love
and
that.
then this one is the. I'm sorry. I'm going two. This is the 2014 ones. So all I need is the OG.
Oh, gee,
All
right. Oh, man,
and I got every Hirachi that came out
Look at the
because as you can
difference
see,
on
beautiful.
the colors, man. The
the
difference on the colors are freaking.
2014 color palettes look more like the OG.
Right, right.
This
Yes. Exactly.
2024 don't look like the OG color
Right,
palette.
right. But like the
So
shape is better. The
the
shape is
shape is
better, but
better,
but
but color palette's
They
2014.
always they don't get something right, right? It's like
Always.
that's
So
frustrating.
yeah.
I don't mean to do two, but I had to do two because of Hirachi. I had to. Sorry,
Okay,
Bobby.
cool.
I'm gonna hold that. You got it?
Got it.
Perfect.
Oh, awesome.
Got it.
Yeah, these are super comfortable. These are samples. These are retros, but they're samples.
Oh,
And
really?
Amazing. Yup.
Oh, awesome.
and
Got
Hey,
it.
that's
you can see
awesome.
the marks. You can see the marks that they wore. They wrote on the shoe.
Oh
Yeah.
The
man,
leather
that's crazy.
the leather on these are plush. They're super comfortable. I wore them last night. I got sole, and
Right.
yeah. For those that know, because Scottie Pippen wore these '94 All Star game. Super
Right,
Yes,
cool. Yep.
sir.
right.
Ah,
Timmy,
I love this.
Timmy. You're an awesome dude. You have an awesome collection, and thank you for coming out of retirement to do another live stream with us. So this is an awesome honor of ours. We're definitely going to do a part two, man. You have so
Have to.
much cool
Oh,
stories
Have
that
to.
of
that
course, of
really connected
course.
with me too. It really connected with me too, man, with the stories that you have, with your family and and all that good stuff. Because same here. I always like to find those pieces that remind me of my family and the connection that I have. So that's awesome stuff, man.
Yeah, and
Right.
like I said before, I really appreciate you guys having me on and doing this live stream. I had so much fun doing it,
Love it.
sharing my collection and talking about the shoes that mean a lot to me, and so I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Right?
And Timmy, I have to say you are a true kickstorian, right?
Yes.
Because
Oh, I
what
appreciate it.
you're a kickstorian because here's the thing, you didn't live in these times, but your passion, your love, your connection to OGs is on full display, and you have showed it more than a person that lived in the time.
Right?
So I really
Yeah.
appreciate that from you because you really did your due diligence, you did your research, and it shows with some relics, man. So salute to you, brother.
Oh, I
Yeah,
really
huge.
appreciate that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
And
Yes,
you
yes,
never know. We might make a trip over there to Washington. We might make the
Okay,
trip because
that
we're
would be awesome. Yeah, you guys could come over. I could show you the collection. You can hold them in person.
yes, sir.
wow.
And and
That would be awesome,
and
man.
I have tons of stuff that so back here like the shelves and stuff are just my main shoes, but I have a ton of stuff that I could still show and some really
Perfect.
really interesting pairs.
This is
Uh,
beautiful, man. Beautiful
Bobby,
stuff, dude. Yeah,
a
that would be awesome.
DMV Kickstory on the road episode. We have to do that,
Yeah,
Bobby.
yes. Yeah, we're trying to do more of that. We're trying to actually go on location and really connect with these collectors, man,
Yes,
like yourself. And
yes,
it's been awesome to do this, this podcast because
yes,
we are connecting with other passionate people, that
yes,
have deep stories. So this is a great example of that. And
yes,
guys, if you like this, throw a like, throw a comment, let
yes.
us know what you think about this
Mm-hmm.
episode. Um, and once again, Timmy, thank you for your time, and make sure to let the people know how to find you on your channels.
Oh yeah. So my Instagram is Timmy DATIGER, and I post shoes, but I also post a lot of other really cool stuff. But also I post in shoes more often.
Awesome. Yeah,
Please,
yeah, yeah.
please, Timmy, please and thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, awesome, man. Well,
All
thank you
right, cool.
guys. Honestly, this is a great episode, great live
Yes.
stream. Like I said, follow us on kickstreetpodcast.com. You find us in all of our audio platforms, video, YouTube. We throw new episodes every week,
Mhm.
and I look forward to the new episode this week that we'll be dropping. Go to anything you want to
No, I just
add?
want to say, Timmy, gratitude to you. Looking forward to part two. But what you showed us is mind boggling. We see your passion. Sure, we could do an episode on Home Alone itself, right? Just how
Yeah.
passionate you are
Oh
with Home
man.
Alone, right?
Yeah.
So,
Of course.
right. Happy Sunday to every single person. I hope you enjoyed this live and our content in general. As Bobby mentioned, episode 36 will be airing this week. Be on the lookout for that. And that's all I got. Be safe, guys. Thank you again for tuning in. And have a good one.
All right. So see you guys.
Timmy, we'll stay in contact. We'll get a part two going. All right, guys.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds good.
Peace,
All
Peace,
guys.
right.
guys.
All right. See you
Have
guys.
a good one. Thanks.